Good evening and welcome to the Build Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and the blue emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not a subscriber, you could just say hi or use other people's emotes or be a lurker. Lashbrook is here throwing the emotes in. Welcome, Lashbrook. It is the first stream of the month. It is July. And you notice the numbers in the corner there. We're at 41 out of 45 subscribers. The goal is to hit 45. If you would like to become a subscriber, you're not already, you can do that. If you want to gift a sub to somebody in the community, you could do that as well. You could join the gift sub leaderboard because it's empty because we're starting over. Also, I'm going to have to explain this probably a couple times because Lord Crashington is usually the person that hits the button, but I had to change. I made a small but noticeable difference here. The ska button is gone. Long live the dance button. Because I ran out of ska songs that don't trip the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. But the Stream Deck has a lot of goddamn dance songs. Dirty just hit it, so here we go. For the first time ever, the dance button is engaged. Now, the dance button doesn't necessarily mean like electronic dance music. It means a song that I would be happy to dance to a little bit. A song that gets your toes tapping, gets your body moving, gets your shoulders going a little bit. The hips, the hips are not lying, despite you not being able to see them. Please believe me when I say that the hips are telling the truth. So yeah, that's basically it. It's just dance. We're just having a little dance party. I have a bunch of songs that fit into this category that are all available on the Stream Deck. Elgato has them set up, and they are not going to trip any kind of things on YouTube or Twitch. And so that is a safety because I ran out of non-copyright or copyright like commons ska songs. So I've made the change. And that's what it is. So now it's the dance button, and it'll be a little bit of a dance break. I'm sure when Lord Cratchit comes in, because it's the beginning of the month, we'll have to explain that again. So my apologies in advance. But yeah, dance button. I have like 12 songs lined up already, so I'm very excited about that because I uploaded an unlisted video with a bunch of, I had like 3 ska songs that I was like, maybe I can use these. I uploaded the YouTube unlisted, and all 3 got tagged. So they used to be okay, but then also what can happen is that song might be just for use for anybody, and you can even like put it like if you put it like, oh, I got to add that to my description of the video or whatever. But then like people use that music in their videos, and then they start claiming that music because they're like a clip of their video with that music gets used somewhere else. Like the news likes to do that. They claim the whole news clip and not the music they licensed for that clip. But they claim the whole thing. And so that happens. It sucks. So I don't want to deal with any of that. So instead, I just got the music that Elgato has, and hopefully it won't trigger anything. It still could, but it's less likely to give me problems in the long run because I just want everything to be available. And for what I also don't want is other people making money off my YouTube videos because it's just me talking about anime while I build model kits, and I just don't want anybody else making that money. I want to be making that money. I don't even make money on my VODs, but whatever. Let's see. We're working on a Lego set right here. I can show you real quick. Right there. You can see we're going to build a purple squirrel, the Fantasy Forest set. Tonight's agenda includes, we will be talking about the tweet that disrupted my notifications today and made my day not worse, but just like a little more annoying. um, and what I learned from reading the replies to said tweet. Um, we're going to talk about 2 new anime series that debuted. Um, that I watched the first episode of, and I have a lot of thoughts about both of them. And we'll talk about some stuff from Summer Games Done Quick. I have some recommendations of some games that I thought looked pretty neat and were fun to watch as runs. Let's see. And then also, Money in the Bank is tonight, and I was not hyped for it. I like the Money in the Bank matches, but we'll get into some wrestle talk as I start working on some Lego, and I'm going to reply to my own tweet and see if we can get a few more friends to join us. But we'll start with, because wrestle talk is going to be pretty light tonight, because I don't have a lot to say. Hey, Aristofan, throwing those emotes in there. Happy to have you here. Thank you for being a tier 2 subscriber. Oh, okay, so I gotta. Whoop, no. Other way. Other way. There we go. Yeah. I've been adjusting my lighting. I'm pretty happy with my lighting because it's a white background, so it looks different than my gray background. I'm pretty happy with the lighting the way I have it set up now. My camera isn't perfect, but when this shakes, the table shakes, my camera doesn't shake. And that is pretty much what I needed right now. I also need to get my third monitor a little higher. I'm going to get a box to just put it on, but I got to get a box that like won't collapse. So it's got to be a strong box. I'm trying to figure that out from what I have here in the house. But once that's ready, then this monitor being separate from the other two will be fine. Right now it's the OBS monitor. It's also my Discord monitor because I shouldn't be reading Discord all goddamn day. So I can just kind of glance at it when I need to, which is good. And also, if I'm playing like an RPG or something, I might have something up on that monitor just to help me out there. Maybe a map or something like that. Anyway, Money in the Bank. That's what I was talking about. Not watching it because, we had the stream tonight. It's a Saturday night show. They have been experimenting with that, especially if the pay-per-view is in Las Vegas, which is an area that WWE does well, but if there's like boxing in town, they don't do as well. So now they just start doing Saturday shows there, which I don't disagree with that choice, but it is annoying because then I can only watch some of it if I'm going to watch it. I didn't end up watching much of it. I do know the results of one match, which I will not say because, it's rude because people aren't necessarily watching. Please do not spoil Money in the Bank. Okay, so this goes like this, and then this is going to fit here. And this should cover this. Did I do this? Now I have to go back and see, did I do this wrong? Because this is not, or did I do this wrong? This looks right. That looks right. This doesn't quite fit how it needs to, but it also doesn't really show me exactly how it's supposed to go. So I'm like, curious, did I fuck this up? It's totally possible that I did. That looks right. That all looks right from this side. Yeah, that looks good. That looks accurate. This is the front here. Yeah. Yeah. This all looks good. Okay. What? Sorry. But yeah, they opened with the women's Money in the Bank, which I think is a smart move. Okay, so that's how that goes. All right. I think that looks right. Yeah, okay. I think that's a smart move because that's going to be a good match. I know who won that match. Again, no spoilers. But yeah, if you were wondering why I didn't preview it on Thursday, mainly because I wasn't super interested in Money in the Bank. So I didn't waste any of my time talking about like the preview. Also, I'm a little burned out on fucking wrestling. I gotta admit. I don't know. watched a lot. I watched, Forbidden Door, which was forever. The thing forbidden there was a short show. And I'd watched Triple Mania, and then I'm trying to keep up on weekly stuff, not everything, but a lot of stuff. And it's just like, I don't know. And I've been picking up some indie stuff here and there, watching it with friends, and it's just like, I don't know. I think I've watched too much goddamn wrestling lately. It's all been good wrestling, but it's still a lot of wrestling. So I just decided I did the same thing I did last time, where I just put this together wrong. There we go. I fixed my mistakes. I gotta remember. I need to pull this forward a little bit. The physical camera. I need to pull forward because I am now reaching my arms to be center of the table, and I would like. So I'm right here building. I would like to build here. This is actually where I want to build, but that's not good. So I'm going to have to physically move the whole camera rig, but I didn't want to do that today because I had other things going on. So I didn't do that. But I will, because I like I said, I don't want to build right here. I'm going to, because it's the best for y'all. But for me, it's not good. Okay, so this goes like this. And that's going to go like this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's talk about it, friends. Hello. If you are new to the stream because you started following me because of a tweet today, hello. Or if you at least know what I'm talking about here, also, did I miss a piece here? Also, hello. Yes, I did. I missed a piece. Okay. Dan Reichert tweeted a photo of a Metal Gear model kit and said, "Hey, Austin Walker, Pat Baer, what do I do?" To that effect. Maybe not exactly that tweet. I mean, I can look at it because I'm sure I just got, yes, in the time since I last looked, I got another person. How do I do this is what Dan said. Which somebody reaching out with questions about model kit making, totally fine. As far as I can tell, Dan has forgotten that he's once built a model kit with me, which is very funny. It was for an Extra Life stream, but he did work on Vegeta's space pod on a stream with me. He does have a little experience in model kits. Now, I've never built so I can't be specific because I've never built the exact kit that he's working on or a Metal Gear. I've never worked on a Metal Gear. But I have heard that they are challenging as far as model kits go, or they can be. But in general, it's a bad place to start. And here's the thing. Some people had some thoughts. I was basically just like, work with that, whatever you have. Here's an idea of some things you could get. Because, look, if you are starting out, if you are getting into model kit building, you don't need all of this bullshit. You don't need this, screwdrivers and, spudgers, and nobody fucking needs jeweler's tweezers. You put pressure on to open them instead of putting pressure on to keep them closed. Nobody needs this shit. Nobody needs this. Someone starting out does not need side cutters. They don't need God hands. Now, these aren't the God hands, capital G God hands. These are the one step down God hands. But still, nobody needs that. Nobody needs markers, Gundam markers when they're starting out. Nobody needs an X-Acto knife for removing stickers and applying stickers. A eraser to go with your marker. Nobody needs any of that stuff when you're starting out. And a lot of people, and I don't think that they were being funny, I think they were being genuine, were replying to Dan's tweet with earnest, honest suggestions. I have to believe that. And they were suggesting things that Dan doesn't fucking need. Because when I started out and I was building model kits back in the late fucking 90s, right? I used kitchen shears. And then I graduated from kitchen shears to wire cutters. And I used wire cutters for a very long time. It wasn't until I got back into building model kits that for this streams, that I bought a legit pair of decent nippers and then upgraded to good nippers, which I currently have. But people were just like, so you want this and you want that, and you got to make sure you get some sandpaper, but you can use a sandpaper stick if you want. And of course, you need like an X-Acto blade and all for nubs and all this stuff. I'm just like, no, he doesn't. He doesn't need any of that shit. He might want to watch a YouTube video about that particular kit since he's new to it, but he doesn't need any of that stuff. And it's bad for the hobby for people to do this shit. This is my soapbox. I apologize for getting on a soapbox about model kits, but that's my feel. Like, the barrier to entry to get into model kit building is just buying a model kit. Once you have the model kit, be it a gift from someone or a purchase you make, once you have the model kit and you open the bag and you remove a piece from the sprue, you're a model kit builder. And everything else is gatekeeping. Now, do you want to step up? Yeah. When I started doing markers, fucking felt cool. I love the look of using markers. When I got a really good pair of nippers, I got these God hands. They're fucking great. You can feel a difference. It's awesome. When I stopped using my fingernails or a butter knife, it started using spudgers. Great. The Bandai part remover, the official part remover, it was supposed to ship in June. Now it's being shipped in July. I bet that's going to feel great in my hand. That's going to feel great to like separate stuff with that. And it's going to feel different than just, going ahead and using spudgers that I bought off, on Amazon. I'm looking forward to having that. Instead of tweezers that came with that kit, using these jeweler's tweezers makes a big fucking difference and feels good. So all this stuff is great. Like on stream, I don't do the cut away with wire cutters, then cut the actual like nub off with the side cutters, or using the switch method, or cutting away and then using an X-Acto blade to actually remove it. I don't do any of that because I'm streaming and it's not, it takes a really long time. Some streamers do it. Some streamers do that and then they'll put that effort in. I don't put that effort in for stream because to me, working on the kit is the thing that we're here for, and I want to keep working on the kit. But for other people, that's like the thing that they're excited about, or for home building. If I didn't only build 6 hours a week, and if I didn't stream 6 hours a week model kit building, and I did other things, and then streamed whenever I wanted or built whenever I wanted to, then I probably would take my time more. I don't paint. A lot of people, that's the thing that they can't wait to get the kit built because they're going to paint, or they loose fit everything so they can keep parts separate so they can paint. Or they paint it ahead of time but then put it together after. Like, that's their thing. That's what they love. That rules. But, like, anyone that was telling Dan Reichert, sending Dan Reichert links to paints or an airbrush kit, fuck off. As nice as I can say. Or back off or cool down, relax. Relax is probably the not mean way to say this. I don't need to say fuck off. I do mean that. But I should say relax. Because, like, you don't have to worry about that stuff. For Dan, it's not about the process. Now, it could turn out that Dan fucking loves building model kits. Because on that, as I said earlier, the time that he got a chance to work on a kit, he seemed to enjoy it. And it seemed to be like the following instructions, putting things together, watching the thing that he knows from the anime he watches suddenly become a real object in front of him, a three-dimensional object. He seemed to like that. Some people, it is about the building, um, but they only want to build stuff they know and like. Other people just want to build cool kits and they don't care what it is as long as it's cool. Everybody, not everybody, people have different things that they take away from model kits. But the thing that I want to stress is that Dan wants to build a Metal Gear kit. And that's cool. He's going to build a Metal Gear. So we want to encourage him on things that will make it easier. Thankfully, Austin Walker did step saying, I'm going to DM you. And that's great. And I gave him my hey, you probably want some stuff. If you have wire cutters at home, just use wire cutters. Who cares? Because Dan isn't going to be like, oh no, I clipped this too hard and the plastic kind of bent a little bit where I clipped it. And now this white is a little off-white and there's this little splotch there. Oh, there's a nub mark. Dan's not going to give a shit about a nub mark. He's going to be like, wait, this thing, look at the legs on this thing. This thing is cool. I built that? Whoa. Oh, wow, the frame. Look at the inner frame that I'm building. Cool. It's like I'm building my own action figure. That's I am making assumptions here based on previous behavior and what I know of my friend Dan. But this is what I am assuming that he is going to be interested in, is about making a thing that he likes come to life and exist. Go from being a box full of parts into a thing that he can be proud of. That is the process. That is, God damn it. Sorry, everybody. I'm not building where I need to be building. I apologize. Feel free to call me out. If I start building over here and you can't see me build anymore, because that is where I am comfortable building, please call me out so that I move myself here. I'm going to have to shift this, the whole operation here so that it is where I want it to be. But yeah, feel free to call me out on that if you see me slipping. Anyway, that's the thing. I don't want to say that. Look, there were a few people that I'm sure were gatekeeping because they were like, this is how you do it. You don't want to do anything else. You don't want to fuck around with this stuff because they take the hobby very seriously, or also they're just fucking gatekeepers. But I think a lot of people were just I know also some people were like, oh, you got to buy the tools. Buy all the tools. You have to buy all the tools. And I know that some people were just being facetious in that respect. I would at least recommend a pair of nippers. At least they're $10. Not something considering investment he's already made. Yes, exactly. Right? Yeah. He has purchased a pair of nippers. But he's going to use, I believe, wire cutters in the meantime. And if they're a good pair of wire cutters, sure, I think that'll be fine. As always, friends, I would recommend, if you are thinking of getting into the model kit building hobby, you want to look for the entry grade RX-782. It's RX-78-2. That's the Gundam. When you think of Gundam, that's the thing you're picturing in your mind. You want to buy that entry grade because that is a fucking model kit with no stickers that when you are done, you have a cool Gundam. And you'll be like, holy shit, I built this cool Gundam. They have them at Target. They have the U.S. Championship version, which I don't necessarily love, but some people would think that's great. That's going to involve stickers. The regular version does not involve stickers. But yeah, you want to get the RX-782. It is inexpensive. It is small. It is easy to understand and easy to follow along. You don't need any tools to build that shit, and you end up with a very cool-looking kit. Some people may recognize that as a kit that I consistently put as an ornament on the Christmas tree since I built it. But that's where you want to start. Some people have started. Target also sells some cheap nippers with their kits. Yes, Earth fan, great point. Target does sell some inexpensive stuff for people that are getting started out. But entry grade's the way to go. High grade is the step up after that. Then you can either jump to master grade, which is more difficult but bigger. or real grade, which is more difficult, but the same size as the high grades that you've been building. I know some people that have started with fucking real grades, which I just think is such a weird thing because I think, in my opinion, you want to start with entry grades and high grades, and then understand that real grades are more complex. But that's just me. Also, you do you. Again, I don't want to gatekeep. I am just making recommendations because I want people to engage with this hobby and then have a good time with the hobby. And so it is, in my opinion, important to recommend places for people to start so that they have the opportunity to keep doing it, because it would be a real shame if someone started the hobby and it wasn't because they weren't interested, but because they felt like they weren't doing a good job with it. And that certainly can happen, and I don't love that. I would love to personally avoid that. If people are like, I gave it a shot, it's not for me, like, fine. I'm like that with a bunch of things. It's nice to try and give it a shot. I think that's important. I think we should be doing that. But I'm also okay with people being like, not for me, because sometimes shit isn't always going to be for you, and I think that's okay. All right, that's enough of my soapbox. I apologize for getting up on the old soapbox, but it felt like a good starting off point because people were like, again, this isn't everybody. This is just some people that were replying were telling Dan a bunch of shit that he did not need to hear from that. All right. Let's talk summer games done quick. I have not watched every run. There are some runs I have no interest in because they feel very similar to previous runs that I have watched. But there are a couple that I watched that were very similar to stuff previously. This is if you haven't heard me talking about it, you haven't checked out Summer Games Done Quick this year. It is mostly, pretty much almost all, but there are some exceptions, an in-person event. They are having the event social distancing, which is appreciated. People wearing masks, which is appreciated. Even the audience is socially distant, which is appreciated. And a thing that they're doing, which I think is great, is they do have some people doing home streams. I didn't necessarily appreciate the run, so I didn't include it, but I did think that it was cool that because they involve home streams, there was a VTuber running. And that's cool. And maybe that VTuber wouldn't necessarily be comfortable doing it in an audience, not as a VTuber. So I think that's fucking dope that happened. So I'm going to talk about some of these runs. Also, a run we'll come to in a little bit. Could not happen the way it did without the home. It started because when they started doing the home version or the online version only, that they allowed for people with certain gear they can't bring to GDQ. So that was cool. We'll get to that later. Let's start with Altered Beast by Jack Rock and Space Coast Gaming. They did that in 6 minutes and 15 seconds. And that's a two-person event. I played so much Altered Beast as a kid because my second cousin had Altered Beast. And I played that a lot, and I was never good at it. And it's weird to see two people like that. This is one of those like runs that it's been perfected over time, and then it's just like RNG keeps you from being the very best at it. And they're like very much the two people, Jack Rock and Space Coast Gaming, were very much in sync, like you would need to be, and that was interesting to watch. It's again quick run, 6 minutes 15 seconds, totally fun to watch. Good couch people, or I should say, socially distanced love seat people. Also, apparently, at least one of the strats is fairly new, because it was discovered in the Taz run, the tool assisted run. The tool assisted run, which there were a couple people try to do this, right? They see these tool assisted things you're not supposed to be able to do that are discovered, and then they try to replicate it in their regular runs. And apparently, one of the tricks that we watched was from that run, which is fucking cool. I just think that's neat. Um, let's talk about Deer Simulator, your average everyday deer game. This was by Shockwave in 21 minutes and 20 seconds. Deer is spelled with, let's see, 4 E's. This video game came out in 2020 and is fucking weird. It is a very weird video game. Here's the premise of Deer Simulator. You start with the character creator and you make your person. You make a person. And then there's a cutscene where that person gets hit by a vehicle trying to protect the deer. And then you as the character control the deer. And you are reincarnated as a deer. That's right. Deer Simulator is a reincarnation story. It could be an isekai. And then what's the gameplay like about Deer Simulator? You collect guns and you destroy things. And then you fight mini bosses. And it gets weirder and weirder, and then I will not spoil the ending, but I was not expecting the final boss fucking caught me off guard. That was some weird ass shit. It's a weird fucking video game, and I think it's pretty cool. That is Deer. Let's see, make sure this on right. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's Deer Simulator, your average everyday deer game. Oh, also, when your deer runs, you stand up on your hind legs, and then for some reason the deer is very muscular, and I have no idea why that happens, but it does. Because this video game is weird. All right, I actually did this. I did this piece wrong. I don't know why I keep messing this part up, but I do. Keep messing this part up. So this is going to go up here. This wants to go like that. And then this goes like this. And this goes here. Yeah, for some reason, these pink pieces, I just keep doing wrong. There. Now the eye goes there. And then this goes here. Okay. I did the face right this time. Wait. Wait. I didn't do the face right. Now I'm doing the face right. This is going to go like this. And then this goes like this. There we go. Now I've done the face right. Third time's the charm. It's really just goofing everything up here. All right. I did that. That's ready. Now I'm going to talk to you about Thunder in Paradise by Sheriff in 34 minutes and 4 seconds. If you're thinking to yourself, Pat, isn't Thunder in Paradise the name of the Hulk Hogan television series where he had a very cool high-tech like stealth boat? Yes, that is the answer. The answer to that question is yes. That is what you are thinking of when you think of the property Thunder in Paradise. It is also a CDI game. That's right. There was a CDI game at GDC, and it is bad. It is like a stitched together episode where you are mostly a young boy with like a gun, because it is a light gun game. That's right. There was also a light gun at GDQ, which I think is fantastic. That is nonsense. All the things I'm saying are silly but true, and I enjoy that. That game was bad, and the TV show was bad. And there was very good commentary, and it was almost just like watching a Mystery Science Theater 3000 of it, which I found enjoyable. That was fun for me. Here is one of the coolest pieces of tech at GDQ. Summer Games Center, SGDQ. Hey, y'all. Maybe you are aware of the Game Boy Color game Kirby Tilt and Tumble. That is a Game Boy Color game where we're holding Game Boy Color and you turn it, move it around, and do all the stuff you got to do. And there's a little bit of directional control and a little bit of button pressing, but mostly you're just moving around the physical Game Boy Color. Now, to make that happen, the Game Boy Color didn't have a accelerometer. The cart did. The actual Game Boy Color cart had that. So, if you wanted to capture footage of the game for speedrun purposes or streaming purposes, you would either need an overhead camera pointed and being able to keep up with the fact that you are tilting the GameCube, or I gave it away, tilting the Game Boy Color, or you have a Game Boy player attached to the bottom of a GameCube, and you move and tilt a physical fucking GameCube as your controller. And then, because sometimes you need to use the directional pad and hit a couple buttons, you have a Super Nintendo controller adhered to the top of your GameCube. And that's how that run is. So please, 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 please check out from this year's Summer Games Done Quick, Kirby Tilt and Tumble. Because a goddamn person, in this case, Swordsman Kirby, for 42 minutes and 41 seconds, played Kirby Tilt and Tumble with a GameCube. Not technically also on a GameCube, but with a GameCube. And that's fucking awesome. I don't care who you are. That's cool and weird and different, and I love that. So, how do you hook up a SNES controller to GameCube? Last work, I believe the SNES controller is hooked up to the GB player. Because you can use a Wavebird or a GameCube controller for that, but I believe there are some GB players that let you use a SNES controller. I don't actually know, Last work. That wasn't discussed on there. There might have been another way that that person was doing it. But yeah, they were using a SNES controller as the controller on top. My assumption is because it's also flat and easy to adhere to a thing. Hey, Lord Crashington, welcome. We're almost done with our squirrel. And then we'll take a fine photo of this squirrel. But yeah, almost done with that here, I believe. Yes. Oh, we gotta build a big old acorn. Hey, Lord Crashington wants me to the dance button, and I will explain, Lord Crashington, about the dance button after we dance. So I mentioned this earlier in the stream. It's a new month, and normally it would be a new ska song, but guess what? I ran out of ska songs that don't trip the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. So I don't want to deal with that anymore, but there are a lot of music, there's a lot of music, I should say, in a lot of different genres available on the Elgato Stream Deck that I can just download and play with the push of a button that don't trip any sort of goddamn problems. So the button is now the dance button, and it won't just be like electronic dance music. It'll be a wide variety of music like we just heard there. Anything that when I preview it, I'm like, you know what? I'll dance to that. And then we'll just have a dance break anytime people use their channel points for a dance break. Again, it's not the same as ska, but I had to retire that bit due to lack of ska that wouldn't demonetize my videos. Okay, Aristophan has requested that I pump up the volume on that clip, and I can do that right now. I can go into the old Stream Deck controller, click on the dance button, and I can pop the volume up to 60%. We'll see how that goes there. I can always tweak it later. But I will pump up the volume, Aristophan, and that's good. That's good feedback. I appreciate that feedback. I got to build an acorn here so we can finish up our squirrel, and then we'll move on. Oh, now Aristophan wants to hit the dance button. Here's the dance button. How's the volume on that? We feel better about that. It felt good in my headphones. Better says a wristband. Okay, yeah, that felt pretty good in my headphones. So, okay, I've got one more game from Summer Games Done Quick to recommend for you that I think was cool. I talked about it last time. It is the benefit of allowing people to participate from home and not at the physical event. And that is, of course, the Stepmania, not ITG, showcase. This was an exhibition showcase by Spoody Biscuit and Windu for 43 minutes. It was an exhibition of couples, which is different from duo. Because when you think about you go to an arcade and you go to the a DDR machine and you put in your money, and two of you are there, and so you're going to be on player one, they're going to be player two, and you're going to dance, and you're just doing the same thing. Or you're one of those people that puts it in, and then you're going from one to the other because you're doing the double. We're not doing that. This is couples, which means that sometimes one person is showcasing, and other times another person is showcasing, and sometimes they're crossing over from one another, or have to stick your hand in between, because these are all custom things. So there's ones that goof around, and you have to deal with that. And it was very fun. And of course, they have their home system, and they're together in the same room, and you can't really do that at GDQ. And it was also the clean out and all that. It's difficult to do that stuff. It was very, very fun. The first song in the showcase was the Donkey Kong rap. And that's just fun. And of course, they were dancing. It's hard to do commentary when you're dancing, so we didn't hear from them much. We heard from two people commentating, one of whom had helped write and arrange a lot of the songs, because they also went into, in the second half, the modded showcase, which I've seen before, and is just they mess with it in ways that it goes from being, this is no longer DDR or Stepmania, or in this case not ITG, which does of course stands for not in the groove, because it's not in the groove. It's definitely not in the groove. Please don't think that it's in the groove. It's not. All right, let me get this acorn photo, or acorn and squirrel photo. Squirrel. Also, here's the squirrels where you can see the funness of this squirrel friend. Squirrel friend has been built. This is very cute. I would not build this over the owl if I was going to keep one up for display. It would not be this one. It would be the owl so far. But we'll see how we feel when it's time to work on the next one, which is, of course, our deer and our bunny rabbit. Some friends here. But first, disassembly. That the squirrel, yes. Well, here's the thing. As we say, Lord Crashita, this is the fantasy forest creatures. Oh, of course, the squirrel's head does swivel just like the owl's did. It makes less sense this way, but that is true. What is that? What is that? What am I looking at here? There's my hand here. It goes this way. No, it goes. Oh, it's the Stream Deck first. No. Oh, it was the booklet. I was like, what is that line in the corner? It was the booklet. That I must have looked bonkers in that moment. Anyway, we're going to disassemble this kit while I talk a little bit more about Stepmania, not in the groove. My idea of Fantasy Squirrel is from The Sword and the Stone. Hell yeah. Hi, Harold. Welcome. We just finished building a squirrel friend, and now we're going to disassemble that squirrel friend so that we can build a deer friend. A deer. But yeah, Stepmania was fantastic. The modded showcase, shit's just fucked in the modded showcase. They go out of their way to just mess with their friends by building that, and it's very enjoyable. I got a big kick out of it. I think it was very fun. So I would recommend that. Has anybody been watching any Summer Games Done Quick that they would recommend? I did start watching some of the cursed Mario Sunshine run. It wasn't cursed because Mario Sunshine, ha ha ha. It was cursed because there were some big issues going on. But I haven't gotten caught up there yet. Also, there's apparently a Zelda run that I don't think got uploaded yet that was supposed to be really good, or maybe it did and I missed out. That's supposed to be an excellent run. So there's obviously stuff I haven't seen yet that I would like to. But yeah, if you've been watching anything and you're like, Pat, you got to check this run out. Because I don't watch them live that often. Because when I watch streams, I like to be in chat and at least be somewhat engaged in chat. But I can't do that for that at all. I can't do GDQ chat. I just, no. Just get anxious about it. So I don't participate in that chat. But it's still fun to watch those streams. So I do like to watch them after the fact in the YouTube video version, and then I just don't look at comments. The only comments I read are comments on my YouTube channels, and that's all I need. Let's see. In the second hour, because we're coming up to the pause for the cause time, in the second hour, we will, of course, talk about 2 new anime series that I've checked out. New anime season is here. I'll just say that this next week, what I'll be checking out is what I did check out was, of course, Phantom of the Idol, which is a very good name and also a very descriptive name for the show. And it's got so many exclamation points. Teppen, Laughing Till You Cry, which I watched today. And then on Monday, I will be continuing to watch Shikimori's Not a Cutie. Does it come out on Saturday? Yes. Have I decided it's a Monday show for me? Also, yes. So I'll be watching that on Monday, talking about that. And then also talking about the new series, My Isekai Life. I gained a second character class and became the strongest sage in the world. I'm still bummed that Netflix has My Isekai Uncle, because that's a manga I really enjoy, and I don't want Netflix right now, so I won't be seeing it. Still frustrated about that. The season's just starting up, so like basically next week there'll be even more. On Tuesday is Overlord, which as of today, still don't know what it's going to be Crunchyroll, but they just haven't announced it yet. It's got to be Crunchyroll because every other channel, Crunchyroll's the only people that don't announce things in advance. Disney Plus doesn't either as much, but so Netflix has the new Shaman King. Yes, Netflix has Shaman King. Netflix has a few things. The only thing I want to Komi Can't Communicate is the best anime they have in my opinion. But and they're gonna have My Isekai Uncle, or what Uncle Isekai, I can't remember what it's called, but exactly what they decide to go with. Overlord still not announced who has it. My assumption will be it's Crunchyroll because, like I said, Crunchyroll's the only people that don't make those announcements. But I mean, it could be High Dive, which would be a coup and great for them because they also have Made in Abyss, which is going to be big for them. Let's see. On Wednesday, here's one that I'm definitely going to try. It's a Wednesday series. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, but I'm going to give it a shot. Smile of the Astoria, the animation. Smile of the Astoria, the animation. It is a school. It's a school for wizard girls, but it's like a slice of life about a school for young wizard girls, and it's based on a video game, which is why it's called the animation. But I don't know. I do like slice of lives. My hope is that it's going to be fun, so I'm going to try it. And then Call of the Night is a High Dive show about a narcoleptic man that meets a woman that claims to be a vampire, and then shit gets weird. It doesn't start that way. It gets weird. That's not the weird part, is what I've been told. I have not read that manga, but I am aware of that manga, and people seem to like it. So, and then also, this is another one that I'm like, I mean, I'll watch the first episode. I don't know. The Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting. It is about a Yakuza member that ends up becoming the babysitter of someone important's daughter. And he is known for being very violent, and I believe the show description said the reason he got into the Yakuza was so that he could hurt people. And now, because he enjoys that. And now he is going to be the babysitter. And that could be very good or could be not good. So that's like the next week of stuff. And then, of course, more things will start coming out. There's still some shows that I'm excited about that haven't come out yet because they don't all come out at once. Black Summoner is the actual isekai that I am probably most excited for that I can watch. There'll be a few other things. Devil's a part-timer. I probably won't talk about weekly. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll add it in. But I definitely will check that out. I am curious about that. There's a few other things that are big. There's a bunch of shows that are just going to be big for people who are not me. A friend of mine is very excited about Tokyo Mew Mew New. A new Tokyo Mew Mew. She's very excited about that. And then I know people that are going to watch Don Makai, a.k.a. Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon Season 4. They're very excited about that shit. I gave up on that show during the second season. Didn't finish the third season of it. Because I think the first season is actually really good, and then it's not. Then it keeps going. Oh, gotta check what we got here. Oh, okay. Cool. Click that. Sorry, had an email. Gotta check that. Then of course, God, this fucking Dan tweet has 944 likes, 43 replies. And look, here's the thing. This is a small thing, right? That's just too many likes. That is using, like, people say, like, oh, Pet, well, you have, like, a lot of followers on Twitter. So, like, Twitter must be broken for you. And the answer is no. Because I get some engagement. But, like, I posted a link to a fucking incredibly good video today. And I think I got 1 like. Because it's a video about music, and nobody likes my music tastes on Twitter. It is a traditional Chinese musical instrument. I'm going to put the link in chat. It's a performance from a woman playing Smooth Criminal on a guzheng, which is a traditional Chinese instrument. Is a kind of like a guitar, like it's kind of like a slide guitar. But it's all finger picking, and it's an incredibly cool video, and it's really fucking good. And yeah, I got 1 retweet on that because that's my like. Even though I have, again, I'm putting the link there to the YouTube. Should work. Go there, and then yes, it will, and I'll click away so that we don't hear it. But yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, I'll fucking tell you, I have 6,800 followers, but most people who follow me, like, I posted something today, and somebody who I forgot followed me liked it, that I know in person, and I was just like, yeah, that's kind of what my engagement is. Lord Grasham says, from what I've seen, there's a level of followers on Twitter where the comments are a complete shit show for people yelling ratio at each other. Yes. There's also arguments that happen and you get dragged in. I don't get dragged into those. Honestly, I'm at the point now when that happens, I can generally just reply to people and be like, hey, take this somewhere else. And they generally will because they don't expect me to be reading the comments or the replies and all that. Or, it's like, yeah, I'll just whatever. But it's rare that I have to, like, mute a post that I make or a tweet. That's weird. I want people to engage with what I write and post and stuff, but like, it's not always going to happen. Just want to say, like, I'll post like my noon tweet about the stream for that night. We'll get some retweets and we'll get some likes, and that's good because it means people know about my stream, and that's why I'm tweeting about them. I'm sure there are also a lot of people that just have like retweets turned off for me because they just don't want it. I have that. There's a professional wrestler that I follow that I like very much as a person and as a wrestler. But when their TV show is on, they retweet every wrestler that is tweeting about the show. Like during the course of an hour-long broadcast, they will retweet. I mean, they'll post every minute because it's all pre-recorded. Their perform and all that. And I'm just like, nope, I don't need to see your retweets. I know that event is on. I don't need to know what other wrestlers are saying about the thing. I saw you watch the weird American Gladiators knockoff on the Switch the other day. Yes, Dan did watch that not American Gladiator show, apparently. Cool. I mean, mix up your content. Do what you want to do. Have fun with it. But yeah. Here's the thing. I don't want Dan to stream himself building a model kit. I want him to build a model kit and enjoy a model kit. And then maybe at some point say, maybe I should stream this. Because here's the thing, friends. You got to fucking have shit that you don't try to monetize. You gotta. And that's it. You gotta. So I want Dan to have model kits as his thing. I don't even have that thing anymore. I have versions of that thing. I didn't give you the play-by-play of my opinions on Triple Mania. Triple Mania was for me. It wasn't for you. I think I maybe said the video package for Conan was really nice and well done. That's it. Other than that, I didn't say shit about Triple Mania because that's for me. Because I watch old wrestling like I will this coming Wednesday, and I talk about wrestling pay-per-views. So wrestling isn't just for me. Model kits aren't just for me. They haven't been for years. There are a couple of video games I play that I don't stream about. Hitman 3. I have never and will never stream Hitman 3 or any Hitman game. Hitman is just for me. It's not for us. There's always occasionally an anime that I don't watch weekly. I just watch whenever I want and get caught up on. And then I won't talk about it until the end of the season. Like I said, season 2 of Devil is a Part-Timer, I'm probably not going to talk about until the end of the season. Because I might give a reference here and there, but I'm not going to go out of my way to cover it. That's just going to be an anime for me. Because I've monetized all of my hobbies. All of my hobbies are content. And that's not good. So yeah, in my opinion, if Dan wants to stream model kit building, he certainly can. If he wants to stream Lego building, model kits, whatever. He can do whatever he wants. But I hope that Dan has shit that he does that isn't for consumption. That isn't for content. I hope that for everybody that streams or does YouTube videos or whatever. Again, I don't model kit build or Lego build outside of streaming because I do it 6 hours a week, and because it doesn't make sense financially for me to have a kit that I don't build on stream. I want that to change in my life. I would love to have a for me kit, but if it costs $20 or $40, it's just not realistic. If I'm going to spend $40 on a high-grade model kit, I'm going to do it on stream and talk to you while I do it. So that you enjoy yourselves at the very least, and at the most, I keep having subscribers, or people buy me stuff to build on stream and all that. But I don't get to, right now, I don't build for fun. I have a very good time during the streams, and I have a very good time building while chatting with all of you. But this is not pure hobby. This is work hobby. This is enjoying work. And that's different. I am thinking because a portion of the audience fucking hates it that I might just come because I brought it back a little bit. I think I'm done streaming Hearthstone, and then Hearthstone just becomes a thing that I do and maybe occasionally talk about, but mostly just do every day as a thing that I just like to do because I know that there is a portion of the audience that is just like, that's the Wednesday I take off, and I understand. I do like showing off broken nonsense decks that I make, but I also understand that, like, for some people, it is a fucking bummer. So that might become a Pat thing again. Like, oh, that's a video game that I just play, and we occasionally talk about it. Like if there's like the new expansions coming out, and we got these new cards, and they're kind of like lands from Magic the Gathering, but not really. And they don't seem good, but maybe they'll be overpowered. But I probably won't be building them. And so, like, when the expansion comes out, I might like talk about it on a stream, but I probably won't show off that stuff. Aristophan, I think the 40 card meta is great because I think almost all of those decks are bad, and it's awesome to play against people playing bad decks because that's what I play is fun bad decks. There's like the Priest 40 card meta I think is okay. And there is like a Paladin, Control Paladin 40 card that's not bad. I will say, if you want to get your Paladin quest done in Wild, the 40 card is perfect because you just load it up with so many one-cost spells and minions. It fucking rules. But yeah, mostly I like the 40 card meta because it's bad. All right. It's past 10. So what's going to happen right now? Don't worry about it. This is the magical land known as the Pause for the Cause. I took a pause before I said it because that's crafty. I'm going to talk to you about ways you can support the channel. Everything I'm saying here, every link I'm sharing with you, these are all optional things. You don't have to do any of this stuff. But if you wanted to, you could. And first and foremost, like Aristophan just did, if you were a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and the Blue emote, if you're a tier 2 like Aristophan, into the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here. As mentioned, we are currently at 41 out of 45 subscribers. If you would like to subscribe right now, you could get us to 45, which is the next sub goal. Gifting a sub to somebody in the community is something you can do. Use Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token for yourself. If you want to gift a sub, hey, Ghost Valve, you can gift subs in the community. You join the gift sub leaderboard. Bits and coins also always appreciated. You can join that leaderboard. Once again, we are at 41. We're trying to get back up to 45, and so that we can then get back up to 50. The goal is always 50. If I don't hit 40 in a given month, that's bad because it means I most likely barely didn't make enough to get a payout. And having the payout is just good. So 40 is always the like, we gotta. But if we can get to 50, it means that like I'm safe and I get some money and I could buy some model kits and other things. So if you want to become a subscriber, that's a way to support me. Again, you don't have to. You don't see ads. You get cool emotes that Xandra made. Look, 3 of my emotes are like me, but an emote, and I just like seeing them. Hey, I'm John. I just like seeing. I like seeing 2 to 3 faces of me come back in when people tweet. That's just weird. And the Bear Cave, a off-the-cuff thing because I needed a name for the segment where I interviewed people on a thing that people immediately fucking got on board with in a way that surprised the fuck out of me. That people were just like, yeah, I want to be in the Bear Cave. How do I get in the Bear Cave? And I was just like, oh, shit, great. This was not on purpose. I could have forgotten about this. Harold throws in the bombs as well. I appreciate that. Anyway, another way to support me is Patreon. And look, there's never a better time to jump into Patreon. If you want to get in on this Patreon in the $1, $3, $5, $10 tier, you want to do it today when it is July 2nd. You don't want to wait for July 3rd or July 4th. You want to do it on July 2nd because that way you get most of July. The best day was yesterday, but that's okay. But yeah, Patreon's another option. Theoretically, I make a little bit more on Patreon than I do on Twitch, but that's fine because there are different tiers. You know, if you did $10, if you were a $10 tier on Patreon, that your money goes a lot farther than if you were a $10 tier 2 supporter here on Twitch, but also you get that cool emote on Twitch. So, you know, give and take. Anyway, also, I have a YouTube channel, and following my YouTube channel is free. You can just subscribe to my YouTube. We're going to get back to the Lego building in just a moment, but, you know, I got to promote. YouTube.com/PatBaer. Get in there. Also, consider becoming a member. $2 a month. You get a Wednesday video on Tuesday. You get a day early. Also, direct donations, because those are monthly things. Maybe you just one time want to tip me. You want to fill the tip jar. Put a couple bucks in there. Well, here's the way you can do it. You can go coffee directly to my PayPal or through Stream Elements. And Stream Elements, you can use your credit card, so you don't have to go through PayPal. If you would prefer to use your credit card, you could do that. I would say if it's a couple bucks, use your PayPal. If it's like, I want to give Pat $25, that'd be great. You use your credit card for that. But those are options for you. Let's see. Do the other things that I wanted to mention. Those are all the ways to that like cash money support me. Now, this Lego set was bought off my Amazon wish list for my birthday, which was not too long ago. If you would like to buy something from my Amazon wish list, I'm putting the link in the chat. Also, all these are available in the show description on the YouTube video after when it hits the archive. I've got a bunch of stuff there. I got very inexpensive Lego sets. Like, I like this Wolverine mech. I don't know. It's $8. I'll build that. But I got a bunch of different things in there. Some Legos, some model kits, inexpensive kits, very expensive kits, kits with Amazon shipping, kits with just like free shipping. So who knows how long it'll take for me to get it. Kits that are expensive and just like, why is that so expensive? I don't know, but it is. And then also some gear at the bottom. And I am going to probably add something else into the gear list at some point just because it will be good to have. But yeah, you buy a kit. It comes to me in the mail. I shoot a video about the kit that you purchase, and it jumps the queue, because that's the least I could fucking do, is to have it jump the queue and build it as soon as possible. So the next kit I'm building after this is a model kit, which is Ho-Oh. It's the Pokemon Ho-Oh, because that was purchased off my Amazon wish list. Alternatively, you could jump on my Throne wish list. Different company, different stuff up there, a lot more gift cards and a few other things. Check out Throne. And also, USA Gundam Store, yet a third option. The option only used, I believe, 3 times. You could buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store and then send me a DM on Twitter with that gift card code. And I will take that gift card code and buy something on USA Gundam Store. And you can make a recommendation or just, hey, Pat, buy something. And I'll do that as well. And I won't pre-order because I did that once and then that kit got delayed several times. And that wasn't fair. So I will just get something that's in stock. Also, I have a Discord. That's free. If you want to support me for $0, join my Discord. I post build photos. Lashbrook just posted some cool shit. Works in progress over there. That was neat. I would love to see you folks jump in there with stuff you're working on. And if it wasn't Lashbrook, my apologies, but I'm pretty sure it was. But I also like to hedge my bets because I sometimes forget things. Let's see. Discord. Okay. Video links. I will have a new episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club up on Monday. If you missed my last one, I talked about the concept of the unchosen one in anime. Not the chosen one. Chosen ones are the ones with destiny. The unchosen ones are the people like Goku, who is definitely not supposed to be the big man on campus, but is, and it's great. And then Do You Remembaer is an ongoing video series where every week I do some research on a topic very quickly, read a Wikipedia article, and then talk about it in a video format and try to remember as much as I can about said topic. And I had heard tub thumping in a CVS and was like, you know what? I want to fucking talk about Chumbawamba. So I researched Chumbawamba, a band that existed started 2 years after I was born and ended 10 years ago, which I did not know, either of those facts until I read the Wikipedia article on Chumbawamba. So watch that video. It's pretty good. Lastbrook says it was. Oh, that was Lastbrook. Yeah. Polishing compounds. Hopefully clean up the front bezel. Yes. Okay, that's right. Because Lastbrook was sharing some cleanup work. Lastbrook was doing some restoration work. And I encourage you as well. If you were working on, if you're building a bookshelf, you're building an IKEA furniture, you want to show me how that's going. If you're building a computer, you put together a rig and you want to show off your cool RGB bullshit, I won't call it bullshit. I'll say, dang, that's a lot of purple or whatever. You can share that stuff in that Discord because there's a few of us there. Look, is there somebody in that Discord that doesn't watch the streams anymore, but is surprisingly active in that Discord? Yes, and that's okay. It's weird, but it's okay. Because it's just like, hey, watch a stream. You're here all the time. Anyway, I'm going to talk about some anime. But before I can talk about anime and build a deer, John says, I still watch the streams. I know you do, John. I'm going to drink some water, and we're going to dramatically transition back to this right now. All right. We're going to talk about some anime. Also, it's July, and I'm not sure I've heard it yet. I don't know what you mean, John. Oh, do you mean you haven't heard? Are you gonna cash in? Yes, John. The ska button is gone. It has been replaced with the dance button because I have run out of ska songs that won't trip the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. So now I have a bunch of dance music that will be going through, not just electronic dance, because this isn't electronic dance. This is pop music. The idea is I'm going to play music that it's fun to dance to and just move your body around a little bit and, shake whatever, tap your toes, whatever you want to do. But it's good music. So that's the plan going forward, friends, is that I'm not going to, it won't be a ska button. Now it's the dance button because, there's just a lot more available music to move around to that I can just get from the Elgato Stream Deck without any fucking problems. So we'll be doing that, and also if a song does trip, like on YouTube, easy to replace. I got like 13, 14 songs ready to go right now. So 12, I can't remember, but it's more than 10 songs in a queue ready to go. All right, as I build this deer, let's talk about some anime. 2 brand new shows. One on High Dive, Phantom of the Idol. One on Crunchyroll, Teppen. Laughing Till You Cry. Before I get into Fan of the Idol, I do want to say I haven't missed Funimation until Teppen Laughing Till You Cry came out, because if that was a Funimation show, no one would blink. But because it's on Crunchyroll, the very first comment on the very first episode, which I did not want to see, I don't want to read comments on anime episodes. I did unfortunately see the comment from that, which was, now we can find out if women are funny. And that made me very fucking sad. So, as always, don't read the comments, especially don't read the fucking Crunchyroll comments. I kind of need Funimation to finish moving over to Crunchyroll so I can watch more Gundam. I hear you, John. Yes, it is a process. Like, they have done a lot of probably like math and calculations about the pace at which some things come over and what takes priority over others. But yes, I understand that it would be nice to have the things that you want to see there. So let's bounce back there before, because I want to be positive. Let's talk about Phantom of the Idol. So our main character is named Yuya, and he is an idol in a duo, an up-and-coming duo named Zings. That's capital Zings. And it's very clear that he fucking hates it. His partner, Yoshino, who I think they know each other, but also they might not. I don't know if they knew each other outside, but he's nice and they're friends as well as partners. Yoshino is trying his best, but he's scared of going solo, and he doesn't want the manager who put them together to fire, because of course she certainly could, to fire Yuya, who is just like, doesn't understand. We find out later, and I'll say it now. He's an attractive looking guy, main character. He got approached to getting to Idol, and he was like, yeah, I mean, I can trade in my good looks, and I don't have to work that hard, and I can just, be good looking, and there'll be music and whatever. He didn't understand how hard it would be to be an idol, and he doesn't have the drive or desire to be good at it. So he's like, I'm probably going to get fired, and that sucks because the money's been good. So suddenly, he's like thinking about what he needs to do when the girl next to him starts talking. And he's like, there wasn't a girl next to me. What's happening right now? And she's like, you can see me? She's dressed as an idol. And her name is Asahi. And Asahi's like, you can see me? And he's like, yeah, you're right there. Do you talk and we can communicate? And he's like, yes. And then we find out she's a ghost. She's a goddamn ghost. And Yuya is the first person that can communicate with her. And then we have the opening song. Now, of course, because they're an idol group, the opening song is performed by the two guys. And it's fine. It's totally fine. That they're singing. That's totally okay in the opening. All right, so we get a voiceover about Asahi, who died at age 17 in a car accident. And turns out she has regrets. And her biggest regret is that she couldn't continue to be an idol because she fucking loved being an idol. She loved performing for people and she's been a ghost for almost a year and hasn't seen anyone and or talked to anybody. She went to her memorial concert and couldn't perform there. She misses performing. The reason why she's in this venue right next to Yuya is because she just wanted to see an idol performance, and she'd never seen dude idols. Because she just never come across that. So she's like, it was different. You were both, she was trying to be polite, but it's like, yeah, he doesn't give a shit. And then he's just very, I want to say this, Yuya, because reacting would require energy, and because he's like, well, if no one can see you, then it doesn't matter because we can't make money off the fact that you're a ghost that people can see. So whatever. He's just like, oh, no one else can see you? Never mind. Which is very weird. But then he's also like, actually, yeah, I don't want to be an idol. Sorry. I know you love it and you miss it. But I'm probably going to get fired. And that's okay. Because, I just did it because I thought it'd be easy. And she's fucking pissed about that because that's her goddamn unfinished business is she wants to continue being an idol. And then she ends up kind of shoving him a bit. And then she ends up inside him and she's possessed him. And she starts doing some routines and we can hear his voice inside. Now, here is where the anime goes from this is a fun premise and a different take on the idol genre, subgenre, into anime territory, which is we hear her voice come out of him, but it's the voice actor that does Yuya, affecting a feminine voice. And I don't like it. I think I would have preferred to hear her, maybe everyone else but the audience hears him with an affected voice, but we, the viewers, like I don't want to hear this. I want to hear her talking in his body, because then it's not a male presenting Japanese voice actor doing his impression of what a girl sounds like. Because I also know the two of them aren't in the room together, so he's just doing an approximation of what he thinks the character's voice is like. And he probably did those lines. He might have even done those lines before her lines got recorded for the first episode. So it's just like, I don't like it. Anyway, Asahi gets startled when the other member of the duo comes out, and then she's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I had control of your body. That's so uncalled for." And he's like, "Yeah, it's fine, whatever." Hey, I just thought of a great idea. And then we cut to their performance. Apparently, Yoshino has more of a fan base because he is a sweet boy, and their audience is exclusively like women who seem to be older than them. That's a big deal with young male idols. Is there are super fans who are women in their 20s and 30s, but there are 3 women who don't seem to have anything else in common except that they are all Yuya fans, because they like how disaffected he is. Like, he has a good singing voice and he's handsome, but also they've never seen an idol that is like, doesn't want to be there and doesn't seem to appreciate them as fans. So they're a little bit, I guess, they're into that. So it's, most people are just like, yeah, I don't like that guy. But they're like, we do. So they are very shocked when he is fucking performing and has energy. And because, of course, the plan was, Yuya's plan was, hey, why don't you take over my body and perform tonight? And it goes well. The song is good. Now, technically, from a technical perspective, I need to talk about this song in that, because there is choreography, it's CGI. These models that were digital models suddenly are CGI models, and I don't love that. I didn't love it when they did it in Zombieland Saga. I don't love it here. It's weird because suddenly there's CGI. But I understand it's choreography, and it's a lot easier to do it in CGI than it is doing digital. And maybe if they didn't do it that way, we wouldn't have the show at all. So fine. Anyway, it's actually impressive that she learned the choreography so fast and the song. It's a big hit. She's grateful because she got to live. She's like, well, maybe I should. Maybe I'm done here. I don't know. And he's like, no. Let's keep doing this. You get to perform. I don't have to work hard. Which is that surprised me. Like, I knew this show was what the premise of the show was. That there's a dead idol and a guy that doesn't want to be an idol anymore, and they strike up a partnership. I knew the premise going into this, but I really thought that the idea was going to be her idea of her like begging him, like, please let me do this. But no, the idea is his idea. He's like, wait, I can be really lit. I don't have to sing and dance anymore. You do it. That's weird, and I was surprised. Because he's a dirtbag, but maybe he's a nice dirtbag. And then after the ending song, we have a little extended scene with the 3 ladies who used to like the cool, cold Yuya, but they've come around to enjoy the Yuya that tries and like makes an effort. They're like, oh, it's different. And that's fun. And I hope we get that, because having this like these characters who are outside of the weird reality that we're in, that like don't know that ghosts are real, because that is the reality of this show. I like that there are like just some characters doing some things. That's good. This show is 10 episodes. It's been announced 10 episode series. I can't tell you that I'm going to be watching every episode of this because it's an idol show, and I typically don't watch idol shows. But the premise is weird enough that I'm definitely going to watch the next episode and maybe even like 3. I might give it 3. But if I get busy on the weekends and there's just too much stuff coming up and something has to go, that'll be the thing that goes. Probably. But who knows? And also if they start doing different genres of songs, because that's what I really liked about Zombieland Saga is they had different genres. It wasn't all just like pop. All right, now I need... So, my recommendation for that one is, I mean, if you have High Dive, you should watch the first episode. See if it's something you want to get. High Dive makes a lot of sense this season, in general. Anyway, Teppen, Laughing Till You Cry. Lord Crasher says, there's a Netflix show based on a Brazilian show with a similar idea called Julie and the Phantoms. No weird inhabiting stuff. Okay. Yeah, this one's inhabiting. And it is odd. That is like a big element of it. Okay, so Teppen, Laughing Till You Cry is a series about girls who want to become famous comedians. Unfortunately, this series is about 15 girls that want to become famous comedians. Too many girls are in this show. What is this, Love Live? What the fuck? I did not... Because, like, the description focused on one group, which I think is going to be the primary group, and then they just added a bunch of other girls in there, and it's too many girls. That's a lot since goes off. Yeah. So, how do you break that down? You break it down into this. Okay. First, I'm going to describe Manzai. Manzai is a style of stand-up comedy, group stand-up comedy, traditionally done in duos, sometimes done in groups, but that groups usually lead more to sketch comedy, pure sketch comedy. What is Manzai? We talked about it in Masetsu opening act, but just for the sake of clarity and a reminder, it's Laurel and Hardy. It's nobody knows Slovin and Allen, but it's Slovin and Allen. It's sometimes the Sklar brothers. It is a predominantly now Japanese art form of quick, fast-paced jokes, rapid-fire jokes, sketches with minimal props and costumes as act-outs. But traditionally, there is somebody who starts telling a story or a premise or a joke, and then the other person is reacting to it. They're the reactor. And they move the story along, and they ask questions, and they comment. They're sometimes the Greek chorus, and sometimes they are the audience member going like, what? And they'll like call out the weirdness of what's happening, and they'll be like, huh? No. That's not right, or whatever. And then the story goes, and then they say thank you very much, and they bow. And that is the most Japanese thing about Manzai of any part of the art form. The most Japanese, in my opinion, from my exposure to Manzai, is every bit ends with thank you very much and a bow to let the audience know bit over or set over. And I love that. That's very fucking Japanese. And it's great. Now, this show presupposes the idea that there is something called the Teppen Grand Prix. And it's for young ladies that want to do Manzai to form groups and compete in locals. And when the local is done, you move on in the competition. And there are several dormitories across Japan with as many as 5 groups of girls in it, and they're performing there. And I'll talk about what the performance is in a bit. But the groups are 3-person groups, which to me is non-traditional. This is a non-traditional element of this, that there would be a group like this that would be a trios. But they're trios. So there's 5 trios all living in this dormitory together. And the girls have to live like, yes, it's the same building, but the rooms are for the 3 girls. So your teammates are also your roommates, which is, to me, also odd, but that's the specifics of the show. We meet all 5 groups in this episode, and we only see jokes from one. We see bits from everyone, but we only see jokes from one. So here I am here to tell you that Teppen, Laughing Till You Cry, is a show about girls liking a thing and doing the thing they like. It is one of those shows. It just so happens the thing they like is a particular style of comedy. My fear is that this show is going to be mostly a character study and there'll be some wackiness, but it won't be a deep dive into comedic theory and like how to like punch up a joke and make a joke work and all that. I don't think we're going to see that there. Now, I would love that, but I also love that there's a show that may make somebody go, I want to, like if this anime increases the desire of young women to pursue comedy in Japan or around the world, then fuck yeah, that rules. If my Setsu opening act did the same thing, if my Setsu opening act and this show, at the very least, got people interested in traveling to Osaka and seeing comedy in Osaka, that would be incredible because Osaka is... they're a region that decided we are the people that love comedy the most. We love comedy more than other Japanese folks. So these girls have traveled here, and trios are the hot new thing. The opening song is done by all 15 girls, and it is a combination of singing and rapping, and not good. This is an opening that I will be skipping. So, the first group we meet, who are probably going to be our primary group, I think, because they had the most screen time, and I think are going to be like the group we're following, and the other groups are there for just, comic relief or to play off each other. Our first group they call themselves Young YY. That's Young, WAI-WAI. Why are they called that? Well, because each member of the group, their first name starts with the letter Y. So they're like YYY, Young YY. They're living together in house. The only male character we have met so far in this episode was Seiji, who is a muscle freak. He loves comedy and bodybuilding, and he is the manager of this house where all these girls live in. And he is bald and weird and maybe a problem. Seiji might be a problem. Anyway, the girls they discovered the head of one of his bodybuilding trophies got broken. And that is a thing that we'll see throughout the story and them figuring out what happened and all that. Anyway, we meet another group called Akudare Kingdom, and I know that I understand most of the names of this group. I don't understand this name at all. I cannot tell you what this means. The only thing I can think of is they're from the boonies. So I'll say this. If their name is what I think their name is, it sucks. But they're a group of girls that are from Irabaki, which is in the boonies, and they can't find their regional food. And that might be their gimmick. I don't know. But their gimmick might be that they're here in Osaka and they're not used to this. So that might be their gimmick. I don't know if their name is a pun. Their name might be a reference to like an animal kingdom, maybe. I don't know. I'm hoping that we find out. Then we meet Bullet Kunoichi. Bullet Kunoichi. The 3 girls speak super fast. So bullet, not meaning an actual bullet, but fast as a bullet. That's what that means. And then, so fast as a bullet. And then Kunoichi means, sometimes it means ninja. Modernly, like a ninja girl, but traditionally it just means woman. So these are bullet women. These are women that are fast like a bullet. That's the gimmick because they all speak super quickly. Let's see. We get a flashback of the formation of Young YY. 2 of them had been a group in elementary school, and they decided they wanted to try it again. just for laughs. They were like, let's do it again for shits and giggles. Let's just see. Yeah. Let's just see how it works. And they happened to perform in front of another girl who was like, you're very funny. Y'all should pursue comedy. And then she joined the group. That's a fun little backstory for them. Let's see. Then we meet another team, Celebrity. That's TEA. Celebrity. Either all of them are rich or just some of them are rich, but I think two of them are rich and one of them is like hitching a ride with their rich friends. That's their bit, is they're rich. And then we meet because that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Why? The one I don't know. The ones from the Boonies. The Bullet Girls. The rich girls, and then UFO. Each member of UFO has multicolored dyed hair, and their bit is that they believe in aliens and want to contact aliens. But here's the secondary bit that we learn that only we, the audience, know. One of the girls is an alien. Episode 1 of this fucking show where there are 15 girls we meet, and we find out that one of them is an alien. And we know this to be true. It's not that she thinks she's an alien, because a UFO comes by and she's talking to the UFO, and she's like, no, not right now. Not right now. There's people watching. And the UFO leaves. So one of these girls is an alien. And I have to imagine that they thought it was very funny that the girl was talking like she was an alien. And so that's why they decided to go with that as their bit. But whatever, that's their bit. Earthsfan says this is a lot. It's a fucking lot. Anyway, so they all won their qualifiers in their local qualifiers, which gave them the ability to come to this house. So they all live in this house. And the cafeteria also has a stage. And the idea is you do shows on the stage for locals because it's Osaka. They love comedy. And if you do a bad show, you have to move out and you are out of the competition. And it's happening at multiple places across the country. So I guess eventually they would have to face they'd have to move into another house. I don't know. So young YY has a performance coming up, but they also have this whole situation with the head and the story about what happened to the statue and them figuring out what happened, and then tangents happen there, and there's some flights of fancy, and then we pull back and realize that one of the members of young YY has been telling this story as their bit, and the other girls have been asking questions. So we didn't get to see a comedy routine in this episode, but we imagine that the real life story and them goofing around with each other has become the Manzai bit. And then they applause and they get to stay in the house and people liked what they had to say. So I do want to see them tell jokes, but I also like the idea of that is a clever way to do it instead of presenting sketches or all that, being hey, actually I had a weird day. We're with our landlord, and then our house manager, and then telling the story, and we just see the actual event, not the comedy part. So that was interesting. And then also they all eat together and talk, and you get to see them kind of interacting with one another, but not totally. And I feel like this is going to be a show about friendship and struggles, and then also lots of goofs and bits, and less about a deep dive into the world of comedy and how does a trio do Manzai? And again, beyond the fact that one of them is a fucking alien, my big takeaway from this is there are too many girls in this show, because there are 15 girls. And so I imagine a group might get eliminated because they have a rough set, and we won't know enough about them. But also, like, I think I want to know about the obviously, I fucking want to know about the alien. But I also wouldn't mind knowing about, like, the rich girls. I want to know about them the least. The fast talking girls. I want to know if Akudere Kingdom is a reference to Dere, and they're all different kinds of, like, Tsundere and, like, Dedere. Like, are they different? If that is that, like, is one of them Yandere? Is that the joke? And, like, it's a kingdom because they're, like, wild. Is that their bit? Because all I know is that one of them is, like, has, like, a missing tooth and is very short and blonde. But I don't know anything else about that group. But I want to know what their fucking bit is. So that's Teppen with, like, a bunch of exclamation points. I'll just copy paste. I don't need to know how many exclamation points it is. Teppen, laughing till you cry. I'm gonna watch every episode of this probably because it is a girls doing things show, and I like those a lot. And I think it's one of the only ones this season because I might watch the one about the cafe. I have to figure out when that's on. I might watch that cafe one. And then like I said, I'm going to try to watch the anime about the girls that are in magic school. I'm going to give that a shot. But it's a show. It's essentially a show about stand up. So even if it is just not great and maybe even just okay, I'm still going to fucking watch it because it's an anime about stand-up comedy, and I love comedy. And I'm sure there's going to be an improv episode. Because, I mean, I'm not sure. I hope there is. And I hope there's a bunch of stuff about, like, the twists and changing it around. Because my Setsu opening act had too many characters in it. Like, it had, like, one too many sets of girls in it. This one has even more. But it could be fucking great. This could be like a killer show with a fun fucking premise at the very least. So we'll see. There we go. Okay. All right. What are y'all watching? What are y'all playing? Now's a great time to find out. We have some time left. I'm gonna power through this because there's not much left here of this bunny. So even if I might go past 11, but I don't want to do this. I want to be done with this bunny and finish it up tonight. So I might go a little long. So I want to hear from y'all. What are you playing? What are you watching? What are you into right now? I mean, mostly playing summer games done quick. I didn't have any D&D, either my big D&D game, my supposedly weekly game, or any goof arounds. There was a goof around thing, but it was happening like now, so I couldn't do that for the one-off crew that I belong to. Harold's been playing a lot of Fall Guys. That's cool. I hope you're enjoying the free-to-play Fall Guys. I am interested in hearing about Fall Guys when they put that level editor in there, because they're doing a Mario Maker style level editor at some point. I don't think they've done it yet, but they're planning to implement that, and that is interesting to me. So I will probably check that out then. But as far as the day-to-day playing, all right. Oh, I was like, why can't I find the piece I need here? Because it's covered. Let's see. John has been playing some 13 Sentinels on the Switch and watching The Boys and Stranger Things. All right. I hope you're enjoying your shows. Nice. Last person played some Super Mario Land for the Game Boy, and that's a super weird game. Yes, that's a weird-ass game. Very much. 13 Sentinels was awesome. I watched a lot of I watched a streamer play through that, like a Let's Play series. I watched a lot of VODs of a streamer. I like to do that. You're working my way through Neon White. Good luck, Aristvan, on Neon White. Try to catch up on Monster Hunter, says Ghost Valve. GDQ has been on the background. Nice. Yeah, I've like, as I said, I've been watching mostly on YouTube after the fact, and I've been watching live much. I'll probably do last night. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Tomorrow. Maybe I'll be watching some of that tomorrow. And then Lord Crashes says, I'm getting wrecked in Cuphead in the new DLC. Yes, There is new Cuphead DLC, which John also played through. Dirty's been playing more ESO and Rise. Yes, Monster Hunter Rise. Nice. That sounds great. I played about 10 minutes of oh god, what is it called? Is it The Looker? What is this fucking video game called? The Looker, which is a free. You can download it. It's on my list of things that I might stream on Wednesday. It is a send up of The Witness. It's like I think a 2-hour game. I played, like I said, about 10 minutes of The Looker, and I was like, I'm going to stop playing this right now because this is probably going to be content, because it'll be one of the things my patrons can vote on me playing, because I think they would enjoy me playing that. So that's going to be on the available as a thing for me to check out. My partner was playing through The Looker. It was harder than I expected in parts. Yeah, I'm sure that some of them are probably harder. Lastbrook says, I watched the Cowboy Bebop movie, which is good, but as someone who has heard the soundtrack way more than I've seen the movie, it was weird hearing the songs in context. Yes, that soundtrack is great. And Knocking on Heaven's Door is... Here's the thing. It just feels like a good like multi-part episode of Cowboy Bebop. Like it's one of those, like, it's not the big plot episodes, but it also is better than some of the one-off episodes. Not all of the one-off episodes, but some of the one-off episodes. So it is like a weird mixed thing, but still enjoyable. I haven't watched it in a while, but I'm glad you enjoyed. All right, we only have the ears left on our bun here, our rabbit friend. Oh, the ears, I guess the tail. Is there a tail on this thing? Yeah, the tail is one piece, so we'll do the ears and the tail. Like I said, we might go a little over tonight because I want to wrap this up. Because like I don't want to do half of a bunny on Monday. On Monday, I want to completely build Ho-Oh, and then also tomorrow my $10 patrons will vote on what I build after I'm done with Ho-Oh, because Ho-Oh is going to be like a good chunk of Monday stream, but not all of Monday stream. I don't think it will take the full stream to build one of these Pokemon kits. Unless I really fucking struggle, but I don't necessarily think I'm going to really struggle with it. So I got to figure out what I'm going to build. And my $10 patrons, nice. All of the things that are going to be up are kits that I recently added to my backlog. Two are, one is a premium kit. One is a new release that I got as a pre-order, but not a premium pre-order. And then, so they're both brand new kits. And then one of them is a kit that was on my wish list for a really long time and then was on sale. And so I just bought it off the wish list. So it's been on my wish list for a long time, but it's new to me. I finished up Abby's run through of Resident Evil 2. I finished watching that. Love the bit where she goes through the door and Mr. X just clocks her as she enters the room. Yep, there are some great moments in that playthrough. All right, we finished our deer and our bunny. We didn't go over. I thought we might go over as I was trying to finish this up. But we got a deer and a bunny. I'll show you with the camera. There's our bunny rabbit, our fantasy bunny rabbit. And then here is our deer. Here's our Bambi and Thumper, our fantasy Bambi and Thumper. And we'll put those there. And I'm going to take a photo of that. And then we'll do our outro stuff. Let me just do it like that. Yeah. Yeah. Great. So that is going to do it for our stream tonight. I want to thank everybody that took the time to hang out with me on this evening. We are going to raid. That is how we end every stream. On Monday, I will be working. Oh, we'll go back here just real quick. I'll just show you. Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh is the thing that I'll be building. It's a Ho-Oh. It's a Pokemon. Legendary Pokemon. Oops, that's the wrong one. So yeah, we'll be doing that on Monday and then starting a model kit, like a Gundam or something. But we always end with a raid, as John says. Yes. We will end with a raid. I'm going to go find somebody doing some cool shit out there that I think is worth us spending some time with them. So we'll find somebody great doing some cool shit and go hang out with them. let's see who's doing stuff that we want to go hang out with. We have not hung out with Wiggins in a while. Matt Wiggins is playing Deathloop. We often raid Wiggins on a Saturday, so we're gonna go give Matt Wiggins a raid. So feel free to come along on this one, because it'll be fun to go and hang out with Matt. So thanks so much for joining us tonight. Joining me, I should say, tonight. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. I will see you on the next stream, which again is on Monday, where I am building the Pokemon Ho-Oh, and then starting a model kit, a Gundam, or yes, everything on my list it's gonna be a Gundam, a new to me Gundam. So feel free to come again, on this here on my journey as we watch Matt Wiggins play Deathloop, because that'll be fun. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. Have a great night. I will see you on the next one. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.